First at 4, some of the first Detroiters with weakened immune systems received their third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. A look at how day one at the TCF Center is going. Plus, the chaos in Afghanistan continues today as the U.S. scrambles to evaluate and help thousands of people. Priya.
A retired deputy was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety and lost 2 partners to suicide. Now he's raising money to prevent police suicide and raise awareness about mental health issues.
And welcome to Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. A warm one with sunshine, and we are looking at Storm Tracker 4. I'm scanning the skies for any spotty showers. Nothing so far. How long does that last? That and your 7-day forecast straight ahead.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the TCF Center in downtown Detroit reopens for Detroiters with weakened immune systems so they can receive booster shots. Take a look. This was the scene today as people lined up to receive the shot. Now, to get an appointment, you need to be 12 and older, live in Detroit, and have been fully vaccinated for at least 6 months. A doctor's note is not needed to get the booster. Last week, the CDC authorized a third dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines for those more vulnerable to the virus. Those who got the shot say they needed the extra protection.
I feel like that I'm not going to catch nothing. That's the way I feel, you know. I might go a little closer to people now than I usually been doing.
Appointments can be made by calling the TCF Center. You can find their number on our website, clickondetroit.com. The U.S. could soon recommend COVID booster shots for many Americans. Federal health officials and medical experts are expected to advise that most people in the country should get boosters. Those who are eligible would be looking to get boosters 8 months after their second doses. The guidance would only apply to the 2-shot Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Guidance could go into effect as early as mid-September. Meantime, Michigan's vaccination rate is at 64.8%. New research showing the COVID-19 vaccine is well tolerated by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding. The study included data from over 17,000 women who had received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Nearly all reported a side effect after the first dose, with pain at the injection site and fatigue being the most commonly reported reactions. However, the frequency of the reactions was higher after the second dose. Last week, the CDC announced that all pregnant women should get the COVID-19 vaccine. A former Lions player faces several charges in connection to a drunk driving crash in Detroit. Prosecutors say 24-year-old Alex Brown was drunk and speeding on the wrong side of I-75 when he crashed into another car. A passenger and the other driver were hurt in the crash. The Lions released Brown Sunday afternoon after the accident. Brown pleaded not guilty to several charges, including drunk and reckless driving. Bond is set at $50,000. He's expected back in court on August 26th. The manhunt continues for 43-year-old Kevin Moore. Moore is a suspect in a deadly shooting inside a Farmington Hills home. The crime happened Friday morning on Concord off of Drake and 12 Mile. The fiance of the 40-year-old DeJuan White said he went to check on a loud noise and then he was shot right through the storm door. He was rushed to the hospital and then later died from his injuries. U.S. Marshal spoke directly to Moore today and had this message.
The best thing you could do is to come and surrender. And anybody out there who thinks they're helping him out or assisting him, just don't do it, because people will be charged with aiding and abetting and assisting and harboring if we find out that people are helping after the fact.
If you know where Moore might be, please contact Crime Stoppers 1-800-SPEAK-UP. You can remain anonymous. Military flights evacuating diplomats and civilians from Afghanistan have resumed in Kabul. It comes as thousands of people desperately try to flee the country after a takeover by the Taliban. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom. And Kim, the Biden administration is working to get allies out safely.
They are. Karen, good afternoon. With the Taliban in control of Afghanistan, most countries are evacuating their citizens and shutting their embassies temporarily, and that leaves the fate of many Afghan people uncertain. Taliban militants were making their presence felt in Kabul and other cities today as traffic and people return to the streets. President Biden admitted on Monday the collapse of Afghanistan's government unfolded, quote unquote, more quickly than the U.S. anticipated, but he stood firmly behind his decision to withdraw troops. Meanwhile, the Pentagon says the airport in Kabul is secure And they haven't had any threats from the Taliban as efforts ramp up to evacuate more than 5,000 people per day from the country.
I want to reinforce that we are focused on the present mission to facilitate the safe evacuation of U.S. citizens, SIVs, and Afghans at risk, to get these personnel out of Afghanistan as quickly and as safely as possible.
Thousands of refugees fleeing Afghanistan may be headed to Wisconsin. Fort McCoy in Monroe County, Wisconsin is preparing to receive refugees. Also, Fort Bliss in Texas is also being considered as a temporary site to receive refugees. The Defense Department says up to 22,000 people could come to the United States in the next few weeks. We are following the latest developments here in the newsroom, and we'll have an update tonight on the news at 5. Until then, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Ken.
Sure.
Time now for our first look at our afternoon forecast. How are things shaping up, Andrew?
Well, Karen, so far so good. We have warm conditions out there, partly to mostly sunny skies with temperatures up close to 80 degrees, give or take a degree or two. It's 82 for our friends over in Lapeer. Hello, Port Huron. You've got 81 at this hour, while it's 79 over at Metro Airport. Scanning the skies here with our sky cam over in Windsor. Hello to the folks over in Canada. We're looking at 79 degrees currently and a heat index of 81. So temperature and heat index off by a couple of degrees, but fortunately not the brutal heat indices that we saw from last week. And also taking a look at Storm Tracker 4. No spotty showers yet, but that could change in the next few hours. It's still muggy enough where we might see a few. So that factors into your evening forecast. After about 5 p.m. and as we get closer to the evening hours, we're looking at an isolated shower at 7 o'clock possible. Not everyone gets one, so all your grilling plans mostly remain safe. And temperatures go from upper 70s into lower 70s after nightfall, with those isolated showers, if they occur, dissipating. We'll talk more about tomorrow, your next 7 days, in minutes.
He was a Washtenaw County deputy for years and lost 2 partners who died of suicide. Shortly before he retired, Jeff Carrick was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. Now he's teaming up with his wife, embarking on a grueling bike ride across the East Coast. As Priya Mann explains, the couple is raising awareness about police suicide and mental health.
The Ferndale couple will start their bike ride here at DPD headquarters. They'll then bike and camp nearly 700 miles, ending in Washington, D.C., raising money for a tragic reality that hits close to home.
I lost 2 partners over the course of my career to suicide, plus several other friends.
Jeff Carrick spent more than a quarter century working in the criminal justice system. The year before he retired, Jeff was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety.
We are human beings in that we experience a vast amount of trauma over the course of our careers. Those traumas don't go away. They stay with us, and they take part of us away with them.
He was with the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Department when a close friend and deputy died by suicide in 2002. He was retired when another friend and deputy died by suicide in 2019.
It was pretty devastating. One partner, while I was on duty, I found out about it. And then the second partner, and I was on the other side of the world when I found out about it. Again, devastating. As soon as I saw the Facebook message, I knew what it was about.
He's now devoted to raising awareness about police suicide and mental health issues. Next weekend, he and his wife, Wendy, are cycling from Detroit to Washington, D.C.
We're going to ride almost 700 miles over the course of 9 days. We expect it to be a struggle.
It's not easy asking for help either.
It's okay to not be okay, but you have to get the help that you need.
The campaign is titled the I Got Your Six Tour, which means I have your back in the military and law enforcement.
Reach out, don't hold it in, be strong for yourself and for your family and for your blue family.
And the family has set up a GoFundMe account. If you'd like to donate, we have information on clickondetroit.com. At DPD headquarters, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
A reminder, if you are in crisis, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255. Or contact the crisis text line by texting TALK to 741-741. Still to come, here first at 4, Eminem fans may want to make sure they're subscribed to Stars. Find out who he will guest star as in a new series based in Detroit. Plus, stories making headlines across the world, including hospitals on the brink after a deadly earthquake in Haiti. And in good health, the new study suggests having someone to talk to can do wonders for your brain. We've got details next.
I got vaccinated because I wanted to hang out with my friends again.
I think it's really important to keep my family safe.
To keep myself and my teammates safe so that we can get back to working out safely.
One more step to getting rid of this pandemic altogether.
I was lucky enough to get my second dosage of the COVID vaccine.
To build up that herd immunity.
I got vaccinated to protect my family, friends, and myself.
I want to do my part as a citizen of my community.
I got vaccinated.
Please get the vaccine facts at clickondetroit.com.
As kids head back to school, many will be getting back on the bus. But what's the risk of COVID spreading on the bus, and what's the best way to stop it?
Tomorrow on Local 4 News Today.